Oh my goodness, that is really, really deep. So much stuff has been burnt here. It's a very interesting place, the Vega missile sites. Welcome to the World War II history and welcome to another little explore. Today's explore is totally different than anything else we have ever seen. We are going to a missile base and it is way, way out there. So join us, let's go out and find the past together. Some of these missile sites in Europe, or especially in Germany like here, are very, very far away from anywhere. And this place is no exception. We are way, way out there and it's just rural with the farmers' land everywhere. The Bahnhof or the railroad comes through here and there, and basically just a long way from everywhere. And there was the point of that. That was to keep it secret, was to keep as much people out of the area as they could. And that is why it's so desolate. So our place is now just about 8 minutes away, and hope we can drive as far to the site as we hope to. Otherwise it'll be a pretty substantial walk. The Vega S-200 was a long-range surface-to-air missile developed by the Soviets in the 1960s. Many revisions has come after that, and its primary target were anticipated to be high-altitude bombers. And the missile had solid fuel boosters, followed by a liquid fuel engine that could achieve an interception speed of around 5,000 kilometers per hour. So the guidance was dedicated rear radar installation and proximity fuse. Typically, these installations had bunker storage for the missiles connected to by rail, and very often 6 launch sites. And what you see here, the open areas around here, was so that the long, huge trucks could turn around when they delivered the missiles. And at the peak of 1980s, there were around 130 launch sites here, and they could reach all over Europe with these missiles. I just want to take the opportunity to say a massive thank you for being here, watching, subscribing, commenting. Greatly appreciated. And if you'd like to leave a comment and help us with the YouTube algorithm, then watch the videos in full. Helps us out tremendously. We are going to have a little peek around. We're going to see the bunkers. We're going to see some other infrastructures. So when you're out in the terrain, you think, there's nothing much here. And suddenly, what is that? That is the proof that there is quite a lot of details around here. What is that? Is that a pig? Are you kidding me? There's a pig in the sewer system there. Let me... Oh, there's a badger that has full... There are several badgers. This is crazy, you guys. See there? Badgers are trying to dig themselves out or whatever. No, they didn't fall down. They lived there. Crazy. This is the very first missile bunker. Today, graffiti of course, all of that, because kids find them and they kind of go everywhere. And they also fill them with crap. So, Unfallgefahr, it means this can fall down in your head and all of that. They just put the marks or signs up everywhere. But we're not here to do anything else than to check out what's here. Nevertheless, this is one of the missile bunkers, and it seems like it's been filled with crap for the last 20 years. But this is exactly what they used to store these missiles. and I cannot believe how much trash there is in there. So I hope there's not that much trash every one of these that we go into. But you can see here, this is one of the pre-made Soviet style type, and you can see it's pretty thick, and that door is absolutely humongous, and I can see Russian writing there. So this is basically what protected the missiles, and you can see they had huge mounds of sand around them, and today it has been overgrown with trees. So there are trees absolutely everywhere up on the bunker today. But they did plant trees right away when they built it, just to make it a little bit less visible from the air. But these are very thick walled, and with the sand and everything on top, they were pretty sturdy buildings. But we're gonna have a look inside there, just gonna see if Eagle Eyes and Bunker Buster Go comes, and then we're gonna continue to find more of these structures here. Let's go out through the backside here and check out what this looks like. Ah, come on. Oh, this stupid. Okay, look at that. I think this is a lot of ventilation. Why? Did people stay here or what? There's a lot of things here. I'm going to check. This is probably just a room. Let me go over here. Yeah, with some pipes and things coming around. Okay. Okay, let's continue out to the other room here. You're going to shut the door on us? Oh, don't lock it. If something goes wrong, we're stuck here, okay? You can see here, the Russian writing is still on the door, on the side here. But I do believe, let's see if I'm right. Let's do this, and then shut off. It glows in the dark. Can you see that? How cool is that? It glows in the dark. Yep. All right. I don't kind of get it. Oh, I see. We came in. No, this is the back side. So there's actually two bunkers in one bunker. One there and one there. And there is something up there, maybe ventilation. Okay. And then we have maybe some control rooms or something here. Or crew quarters. That's just a little room. Ooh, wow, look at that. That is cool. Yeah, I think these are shelters for the crews. There's been a fire here, it seems like. Okay, so it's just a half-circle concrete type of shelter.
Oh, must have a shelter.
But why do they have this cable that goes through? You see that? As if they can tighten something together here. Oh, it's the modules. They're tightening up the modules so it doesn't come apart, because this is a module, there's like a module here, 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 and this huge rod is kind of what keeps it together. That is crazy. All right, we're gonna go out and we're gonna check out the backside here. This is the entrance from the backside, and you can see they're holding the huge blocks from not falling with this. It's not even properly put together with concrete. Maybe ventilation there, and you can see right here, this is the entrance from the back. So to me it seems like they have two missiles in one bunker, and then there's probably some support bunkers running around here. Could this be a trench they moved in to? I'm not sure, but definitely this is the first one. And today it's just a lost place. There's nothing here except from what they used here. And they invested hundreds of millions of their currency during those days, the Deutsche Mark. And for what? For nothing. It was just left, and that's it. I can see there's some kind of trench going here as well. Let's see what that is. Okay, there's trench going that way. Interesting. All right, we walked a couple of hundred more meters to the south, and suddenly we find this thing here. That's a ventilation shaft. And then, boom, there's another ventilation shaft. And then I saw this thing here. I think that could be a emergency exit for whoever is in here. Holy pancake. That is crazy deep. And you can actually climb down there. Wow. I think we are dealing with some kind of different bunker here. Because I think the other missile bunker is there and there. But that is crazy deep, guys. It means there's something huge down here. Wow. This is completely different. And it's different in many ways. Is that a ventilation shaft only? Or is that actually a way inside? Let's see. Ooh. I think there's actually a way inside. Let's bring out the big flashlight, eagle eyes. All right, we are in here. And that is one heck of a set of doors. Holy pancake. Look at that door, eagle eyes. How did they open that thing? Electrically or? That is huge. Very big door. And you can see there were gear here, lights up there. Oh, so you could open it. That's cool. I'm going to show you that later. Eagle eyes can actually open the door by pushing it. There's something here on the floor. A lot of these. Oh, I think there were railroad, some kind of system here, track system. Yeah, you can see it here. That's the track. See that? So there was actually a track system here. And this fish open. It's actually possible to open it. But there was a railroad track system in here, leading the rockets in and out. Not too much writing on the wall or anything. But you can see up there, there used to be cables or something was burning in here because it looks like it's melted. So something was burning in here. Yeah, you can smell it. And that's the door that he actually could open. Can you open it? Let's see if we can do that. Here you can see the track come in. See here? Eagle eyes just has to push the door. Wow. So we didn't have to climb as we did. That is cool. All right, can we shut it again? Look at this thick door that he's going to shut with one hand. See that? Watch your hand. Yeah. There you go. That's how they opened it. And someone has cut through that. Can you see that? Why? When you can go in from the side. So this one is very different than the first one. Interesting, interesting. So we can see that there's a structure down there, and I do think also there's another one to the left here. So let's continue this little journey into the Vega missile site. As I said, these missiles, they could go up to 4 Mach. That is incredible. I mean, 5,000 kilometers per hour. That is just insane. So I'm surprised to see how much trash there's around there. And I mean, tons and tons of trash. There's definitely doors open there. A lot of tires and crap laying around. We're not sure how many bunkers there are, but at least 8 of them. So we're going to see how many we can find and take it from there. That's a huge mound. Again, what is that? Eagle eyes, there's an entrance here. was a passage. Okay, that's strange, huh? Passage in the middle of nowhere. This is just to go through. Oh, a safe little spot. What's behind here then? How strange. It's just a pathway through. Why? Yeah, you see a huge mound here, and every mound is a huge bunker. I think this is the same one as the others. So the first one, Eagle Eyes, is different, yeah? There's just like one in the front and one in the back. Here they are side by side. And you remember, guys, this was built in the peak of the Cold War. Eastern Germany was ruled basically by the Soviets, and then decided what happened here. And you can see huge railroad track, very wide, probably the regular type of railroad. Or is it wider actually than a regular railroad? I can't tell you. Again here, rails coming in here, and this smells really, really bad as well. Smells like someone did something here just recently. A lot of, I'm not sure. It smells like paint in there. Yeah, they just smashed everything, and maybe they fire, oh, there's a ventilation system. Maybe the fire department are having, controlled fires here. They're practicing. And there's more of the ventilation and the light tubes on the top there. There's definitely fire going on everywhere here. Just imagine, guys, inside here, these huge missiles and the trailers would be stored. I think this is the back way in to one of these. Or is it just a passage, as we saw further over there? No, it's just a passage. What the heck? Okay, that is really strange, guys. Yeah, there's another one. You can see this huge mound everywhere around it. And that's where the passage came out. And it is basically the first, and you can see another passage. That's how they took a shortcut through the terrain to get to the different positions. But what is this?
Maybe at a missile launch pad.
This could be exactly the missile launch pad. I do think you are right, Eagle Eyes. You can see the railroad tracks comes out here. And one is from this garage and one is from this, and then they kind of attached it probably there. And this is another thing. What is that? So many features here. Oh, it's been cut. Maybe a crane. Yeah, maybe a crane to get the rockets where they're supposed to be here. Yeah, I do think this is very much a rocket launch site. And you have these two tracks coming out from the bunker there. And one of the bunker doors has been shut completely with a welded bar. And yeah, the other one as well. But I do believe we can have a little peek inside here. Let me see. They are so filled with trash. It's basically the same as the others. But there's just a ton of trash in here. And somebody has burned something, so... Alright. So obviously here is how it works. The rockets are coming from far away, maybe going to that storage building you saw. And they transport them out here somehow. And then they put them inside these bunkers. And maybe, as we saw, the lines coming out here, because there are no lines here. So maybe they put them in with trucks. And then they could quickly pull them out on tracks here. And then maybe this square is where they arrange everything to be able to point them up into the sky and then launch them. Long range surface to air missiles. So yeah. And that middle thing there, maybe a hoist or something. And you have the shortcuts. Pretty cool. And again, why I'm not shocked because of all the trash, that's because I don't know. People here are just so respectless. There's no respect for nature. They just throw whatever they like. And I don't get it. Well, it's not my problem. But it doesn't look nice, to be honest. And there's another passage there, meaning that there's probably something there as well. And you can see the same here. It is the tracks leading into the bunkers. I'm just gonna have a sneak peek inside this bunker because there wasn't that much trash laying around in the exact area of the bunker entrance. So who knows, maybe it could be a nice little visit in there. Now, so much stuff has been burnt here. I am tempted to think that that is actually the fire brigade who are practicing here. I don't know why it should be this. Yeah, these huge doors. These that are welded will most likely never be opened again, and the only little thing you can see, empty boxes. And people do scavenge the electrical cables and everything. This door is very, very strange. It seems like there was some kind of hydraulics involved. Can you see that? 200, 250 bars. So I'm thinking this thing opened and shut with some hydraulic locks, actually. That's what I think that is all about, these swinging bars there and all of that. Yeah, it was locked with huge hydraulics. Very strange. You can open them by hand, but they're locked by hydraulics. Very strange. Standing right there, looking at that missile bunker, you kind of start to feel that a lot of the history that took place in Germany was never needed. Just imagine how much installations that was made in the First World War. Nothing was used after this and that day. Second World War, millions and millions and millions of things were made, wasn't used. And then Cold War, trillions and trillions of euros, whatever you like to compare it with, were spent for what? For absolutely nothing. And that is pretty crazy to say that someone built this huge missile site. It was never used for anything whatsoever.